Miriam Gurman is with us, a citizen activist in the Pacific Northwest with No Nukes Northwest. The website is nonukesnw.wordpress.com. Miriam, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks so much for having me on.
I was doing a fundraiser for KBOO in Portland, and I heard this radiation report as part of their newscast. And I thought, this is so amazing. They're reporting, the radiation in Portland, in different parts of Portland. Tell us about this.
Well, it came about a while ago. There's been a lot of people who are interested in finding out about radiation due to Fukushima primarily, and the interest here should actually be more than that. It should be about Hanford, which is just about 177 miles up the Columbia from us, and we also have our own nuclear plant with its own set of problems. But, of course, Fukushima takes precedence right now, and it should. And we weren't getting information from our government or from the EPA regarding what radiation is falling on us, how much, where, in the water, in our food, or anything. And we knew that somehow there's got to be radiation falling. So we decided a long time ago, about 2 years ago, that we would get Geiger counters and start to learn how to do this. And one thing led to another. We met incredible people along the way who have become our teachers. People from a group called RadWatch, which was founded by someone in Seattle, Deb in Seattle, and Ray in Ontario, and as many people internationally on board who all contribute radiation readings to one site. And then what we do is we take those sites, we take the averages in the Northwest, which is RadCast. We take all the averages, and we take all of those reads, and we put them out on the radio and say, this is what's going on. And if we happen to have rainfall that was hot rain, meaning had some radiation fallout in it, we would also put a note on that to the people saying, if you're in Portland, you really need to stay inside today. It would be wise, or bring an umbrella. If your dog is going out, please clean your dog when you get back home. Things like that.
Have you found that to be the case?
Sorry?
Have you found that to be the case? Or have there been days where you actually have hot rain? You have rain that is more radioactive than the background rain or the background air?
We have hot rain. We had hot rain about 2 months ago, and it was particularly hot, and it scared me.
How hot?
And so I called. It was at the time. It was 198 counts per minute.
And what is normal for our viewers and listeners who don't know what normal?
Normal is such a good question. What is normal? This is something that is not debated among those of us who watch radiation, because we know that normal would be 0. But we have background radiation, for instance, out in Portland, where I am, in radon in the ground.
Sure.
We're at a high area for that. In eastern
wherever there's
Washington,
granite. Yeah.
Exactly. But so we don't have details on what normal was before Fukushima. We can only speculate because the EPA and the government won't tell us. And they've got to have it somewhere, but we don't know what that is. So we figured, just from looking back at different graphs over time, that normal for us before Fukushima was probably, in this area, was probably 17 or 18 counts per minute.
Right. And
at this point, it is now an average here where I am in North Portland. It is 35 to 37.
And you had a rainfall that was over 100 and...
It was close to 200 counts per minute.
Wow.
Yeah, now that only happened, as far as I know, since I've been doing rain swipes. It's only been like that once here, and it's really important to understand that alarming people isn't what we're about.
Right.
We're about teaching people that this exists.
Yeah, today's just a bad day to go out.
Exactly.
It's funny. It's not funny actually, but in 1986, I flew. It was in early May, because I remember it was my birthday. I flew over to Germany and landed in Frankfurt, and I had not known, or I knew, but I didn't realize the significance of the meltdown at Chernobyl, which had happened just a few days earlier. And I got off the plane and took the train into downtown Frankfurt, and it was raining. And I walked out of the train station, and the city was empty. There was nobody anywhere. I walked 2 blocks in the rain wearing a raincoat to my hotel, and the guy at the hotel immediately freaked out and took my raincoat off me and said he had a fellow who was going to take it downstairs and wash it, and then explained to me that rain was filled with radiation from Fukushima, or from Chernobyl, and that the government had been on television warning everybody to stay inside. Now, apparently, our government here is doing nothing like that. Have you talked with Senator Wyden, for example, the senior senator from Oregon?
Yeah, I have talked with Wyden's office numerous times, and there's a lot of interest from people on Wyden's staff, and I have to commend them for that, because when we call them to tell them what's going on, they really listen to us. The question becomes, what happens once it reaches the senator? And all I can tell you is that we still don't have an international group of scientists put together that can go over to Japan and deal with what's going on at Fukushima. So we worked out an agreement with the office that if we get counts here in Portland, which we had recently, about 3 weeks ago, that were over 60, and these are just spikes, this wasn't an average here, that I would call Senator Wyden's office, they would answer my call, and I would tell them, hey, we just got a count of 60 here. We've never had that. And please tell the senator.
Right. But so far you've got no response. Have you guys been checking the seafood?
We are working right now, yes, but we are working right now at buying a spectrometer so that we can actually find out what's in the seafood. We do have a member from No Nukes Northwest who went out with our Geiger counter, and I actually have a Geiger counter here to show people what they look like. But he went out and he was testing seaweed and fish areas where the fish were coming in from the boats, and there was one sample that was very high. And, alarming. But we knew, and it was tuna. And we've known now for over a year from California that the tuna has been completely affected.
Yeah.
By,
so the tuna are carrying the radiation from the Pacific into the West Coast. Miriam, we have to run, but people, what's the best website?
You can get in touch with us at No Nukes Northwest on Facebook, and we can just steer you from there.
Okay, so go to Facebook
No Nukes Northwest on Facebook.
Go to No Nukes Northwest.
Right.
On Facebook. Great. Miriam Gurman, thank you so much for being with us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And keep up the great work. Thank you. We'll be right back.